Good morning. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Happy time zones to you wherever you may be. Welcome back to another Friday, another Marco Meatball listening lab where we are listening to and talking about video game music from an emotional perspective as always. If you don't know who I am, my name is Marco. Yeah, I love talking about video game music from an emotional perspective, and today is a stream that is always for patrons and viewers alike. Patreon submitted tracks that we listen to and I break down sometimes. Good morning, good morning. If you would like to consider being a patron, I also watch anime, which Gurren Lagann episodes, I forget which episodes I'm on, but those 4 episodes will be up tomorrow. If you want to subscribe or support the channel, you can check that out at patreon.com/Marco Meatball. Good morning, everybody. I am looking very disheveled today. I am not at my best. I'm feeling a little bit, not under the weather, but feeling a little funky. So my energy will probably be a bit low today. It's also been raining incessantly. So my energy is just very low. But I will do my best to do as much as possible. Sluggish, yeah, some stomach stuff. Just feeling kind of funky. So, we'll do what we can. I was contemplating postponing, but I don't want to. Because also we really don't have the time since I'm going away. So we're here. Come to Portugal? I'd love to, honestly. Yeah, lovely time for a nap. Yeah, I won't be napping on stream though. Yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. Hope you've been having a good week. I always look forward to our Friday streams. Yeah, they're always really fun. We have a lot of really good music coming up today that I'm just looking over at this list right now. And hey, Vanya, bonjour. So I'm really, really excited to sleep stream when? Oh, boy. You're enjoying the rain? Well, I'm enjoying the rain, too. Just, you had your wisdom teeth out. Oh, my goodness. I had that done 20 years ago. 20 years ago now? No, that wouldn't make sense. I think about, yeah, actually, yeah, 20 years ago. Not fun. Not fun at all. But I'm glad you're recovering and everything went well. Anesthesia is always a fun experience. You're having the time of your life and nothing is happening. You know what? Sometimes just existing and going with the flow can be an absolutely incredible feeling, can't it? There's something to be said for just living life and having things be good for a little while. There are so many ups and downs, aren't there? Sometimes it's nice to just exist. I inadvertently became obsessed with Sekiro, and it's gone insanely well. Oh, thank you, Austin. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know that life is like that though. I don't know that things can always just be good. There's definitely that give and take, huh? Hello, Manny. But yeah, I've been having a lot of really great video game experiences this year between Sonic Unleashed. God, that feels like ages ago. I don't even remember what I've played this year, to be honest. Sonic, I really should track what I play in a year. But between Clair Obscur, Sekiro was supposed to be my filler game, and yet this is so captivating. Good morning. No, we didn't finish Sekiro. Yeah, Monster Hunter Wilds was another one that really was just monumentally beautiful. Just so many great games. You're raw. Thank you. Yeah, just the time moves really quickly, doesn't it? And so, yeah, It's wild how much stuff just happens at all times. I feel like every day is like a backloggery. Is that the site? I should really start doing that because I feel like backloggery. Oh yeah. What's this? Good if you like lists. You just use a spreadsheet now. Oh, backlogged. Oh, blacklogged. Backlogged. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this site. I should really do this. Oh, Backloggery is the other one. Let's see. I think I've used Backlog before. Should really see. Should really see. Yeah, that's cool. I will set that up because that would be awesome to explore. No, it's okay. You have to remember to actually update them. Yeah, I know. All right, so let's hop in here and explore the list. I did play how many hours of Doom the Dark Ages did I end up playing? Let's see. Doom. Oh no, I said 9 hours in chat. I meant 5 or 4.7. Doom the Dark Ages is an interesting one. I don't dislike it, but I also don't like it. I think if you like Doom, I think it will be a total non-brainer to pick this up. I think I found it to be, as a person who doesn't really get crazy into first-person shooters per se, and I've never really gravitated towards. No, I didn't. I got to chapter 9, and there's 20 chapters. I felt that Doom was a little. I don't know. Just didn't hit me in the right way. There's the shield mechanic is incredibly fun. The shield bash, shield throw, like very Captain America, meets Axe Leviathan from God of War. Very fun. It's just like impressions. The dragon riding is very cool. The large mech battles are super fun. When Slayer first appears in the game, always fun. Like, you definitely feel like a badass. Like, picking up a new weapon every time, super fun. I thought my impression of the music was that it basically actually, yeah, so that was the last weapon I picked up, the mace. I respect id for trying something new and really leaning into it. Like, these areas are very big and very, like, they're not really explorable. Like, yeah, there are like secrets, but in general, or like, you have to go find a way to get an ID or something, or like a new key card. Like, that stuff's still in there. The combat is Doom, right? And like that's all fine. The thing that kind of turned me off from the game is the fact that there's a lot of colors on the screen. And so, like, this guy in particular, maybe not this particular guy, but there are enemy types, and it slowly introduces you as you start the first hour or so. Enemy types, attacks that you can parry are green. Attacks that you have to dodge or get out of the way of are red. And then when it's time to execute an enemy, they're purple. And what ends up happening is that the screen just ends up being perforated with color of like things you're supposed to do. You can also not engage with any of that, obviously, but a parry feels good. And there's lots of customization and accessibility that you're able to, kind of improve on. If you want to have a larger parry window, you can. It's really kind of a game for everybody in that sense, where they really wanted to appeal to, obviously normal difficulty was pretty straightforward. You can obviously raise the level. You can do a bunch of stuff in terms of making the game more customizable for you. Hi, Tyler. So you can see it right here, actually. So this is a prime example of what I'm talking about. So right here, you see in this back corner, and I have like a little bit of my footage filmed as well. Like you can see, so we go in for a shield bash, which is always really fun. And then back here, you see this. This is the red that you want to get out of the way of, and this is the green that you want to parry. And then as the enemy gets closer to death, in Doom Eternal, they kind of flash orange, whereas in this game, they are purple. And, the assassinations or the executions always look great. There's a natural sort of, as you progress, you naturally, by killing enemies, specific enemies, you boost, armor, ammo, health, all the typical like stuff. To me, it's kind of like, well, it's a natural progression of where Doom should go. But I don't think it necessarily reaches any particular highs, to my liking. Again, but I'm also not like a boomer shooter. I'm not necessarily the target audience. Like I've never played Doom 2016, and I just recently dabbled with Doom Eternal just to compare and contrast. I think musically, I went back and I listened to quite a few tracks from Doom 1, Doom 2, a little bit of Doom 3, and then obviously went to the Dark Ages, I went to Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal. And I think the music ends up feeling, now in the 5 hours I played, there was really nothing of note. There's just a lot of rhythmic heavy metal, but nothing that really stands out. I mean, it's not like it's not bad. Of course it's not bad. But, if you're expecting it's really, really hard and difficult, I think, to follow on the soundscape of Doom and Doom Eternal and that Mick Gordon thing that we've sort of ingrained in our ears as the Doom sound. I think that the rhythmic propulsion in this particular game is very akin actually to the OG Dooms in the ways that the sort of ambient kind of traversal, all that kind of sounds more similar to me to the original Doom and Doom 2, even though those games have more musical personality. I think one of the inherent things in the 5 hours that I've played so far is that the music ends up sounding it ends up sounding a bit just sort of generic, where it sounds good and it definitely gets you pumped up, but it's not something that you're going to be like, oh man, this is again, now that could change because I'm seeing people have played the game for about 20 hours and there are 20 levels and I got to right around 8 or 9. I'll also tell you the truth that I fell asleep a bunch of times, not late. I was playing in the living room on my laptop and I fell asleep multiple times. I don't think that is necessarily to the game's detriment. I think either maybe I'm not sleeping enough or the game just is very rhythmic, obviously, and you get into a kind of a flow state with it. But I don't know. I don't think I'm the target demographic for this game. And while I appreciate getting a code for it and reviewing it, it really doesn't. It didn't really land for me. So I think that being said, I think if you're a fan of Doom, I think it's only natural that you should try it, especially since it's on Game Pass. If you have that, don't get me wrong, this feels really dope, countering and parrying and but I fought at least 10 of these things, if not more, this particular enemy. They're abundant. I haven't seen a crazy amount of enemy variety. I will say that the mech combat is dope. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's just a little slow. I mean, it's fine. It just all kind of tends to just be the same thing over and over and over. And I think that's more of a me issue rather than I think most people that play Doom kind of recognize that that's a thing that happens. That being said, the best part is absolutely the dragon riding. It's a bit on the rails. And when I say on the rails, I don't mean that it's linear per se, because it does like have this tunnel moment, and then you'll be like shooting different objectives and stuff. So I mean, like, but it just sort of, I don't know. It's cool. If you like Doom, you're gonna like Doom: The Dark Ages. If you don't, you're not gonna like it. It's not gonna. I don't think Doom is gonna change because of this particular game for you. So that's my sort of impressions on that. I figured I would at least let you know what it's all about. Yeah, that's sort of my personal vibe on that. I would like to finish it, but honestly, it'll probably be one that I just eventually gloss over because I don't know. Do I think it's a Game of the Year contender though? Not anywhere near in my mind. I wouldn't. No, I don't think so. For me. So with that, I don't know why I felt the need to tell you how I felt about it, but I figure if I get a review code, I should at least openly talk about my experience with it. And most of the time it ends up being an impression rather than, Oh, that's fair. I mean, I think good for them for like pushing the boundaries and trying to, do something new with the Doom IP. I think that should be celebrated. I definitely think it's a nice approach. But yeah, I don't know. That's been my feeling with the game. So with that, let's dive in. Okay. So a couple updates. We have so many. So, with a review code, you should review. Believe it or not, that is sometimes the thing you should do. At least do impressions. At least do impressions.
Welcome to.
What the fuck is that? Oh, all right. So, a couple updates. So as I mentioned, Gurren Lagann episodes will be here tomorrow. I'm going to film them tomorrow morning, and they will be out. Then after that, I can tell you that we have like a significant amount of backlog that I have in my hands. So I'm going to tomorrow as well. I'm going to go through and upload all of that to the Patreon. So I know that one of the perks for the Patreon tiers is to get early access to content. So rest assured that I'm hoping to tomorrow, if I'll, not to overpromise, but tomorrow I'll be able to upload like 10 videos early. So with links and all of that to the Patreon Discord and also to the Patreon actual site itself. As always, I thank you for your patience with the anime stuff. That's actually somehow become my biggest tier. So I recognize that I have a responsibility to get things out in a timely manner.
Hey,
so
everybody,
shut the fuck up, Marco. So I will be taking care of that. Okay. Let me grab this. Knowing my favorite game OSTs will never get listened to because I'm poor. That's not true. You do realize that like the entire channel is derived from audience participation, right? Like I feel like I do a really good job of grabbing like community suggestions more so than my own at this point. Like the community, the people that comment on my community posts know more about music, about their specific thing more than I do. My actual game knowledge is actually like, I mean, you guys have all probably played more games than I could ever possibly imagine. I really like don't necessarily have, I haven't played hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of games. So pretty much everything that I do on the channel derives from community posts. So you don't need to think that the reason why, something isn't going to be heard is because of money. And I'm sorry if that's the perception. I know you're probably joking, but I should also point out that like, that's not my goal. Just so we're clear. It's just that these folks are able to and want to support the channel in a different way. Viewer submissions and just watching videos is arguably as important as financial remuneration, Of course, but that's just the nature of it. That's just the nature of it. Unfortunately. Okay, so we're diving in with some Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which I just ironically restarted last night. No idea what I'm doing. I'm probably going to have to start the game from scratch again. This is Keeve's battle theme from Grills BB. One of many battle themes in the game reminds me of when I was battling against low-level enemies in the early game. Okay, I'm sure I've heard this before. Hello. Let's dive in. And I will be breaking this down, stopping about 3 times. Oh, Kevis. Love that harmony there. You know what? What's crazy to me is that in a lot of ways, the upswing on this is really, really fascinating because it reminds me a lot of. I know that Xenoblade Chronicles 3 has its own like sort of Torna battle theme, but Torna was a really interesting thing to. A really interesting thing to come off of, like especially with. I feel like Torna's battle is probably one of the most. Enthusiastic, and I don't even think I'm speaking in hyperbole. I really do think that this particular battle theme is insanely upbeat. Torna, battle. And so Kev's battle theme here, I feel like it borrows a lot from that. Now there's a really big, obviously like a jazz swing sound to it, and I feel like it's like a natural like counterpoint or evolution of Torna's battle theme. Maybe slightly less enthusiastic. But one of the things that I find really cool is how it actually connects us with our characters. Now, chat, remind me, is this once our party is already formed when we're in the low level area? This is when we've already met the 3 others, right? Because I love that we start with 1 flute and then we have both, right? We have that seer, I think they're called seers. We have that seer sound, and really like the flutes are such a dominant part of the whole like concept with the music. Diegetically is such an important part of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And I love actually that this is after the 6th group up. Okay. So yeah, that makes sense. So I love that we actually celebrate the seers by including both flutes, especially here. Now there's a lot of movement and stuff, but right around here, check this out. So we end up having a bit of a call and response kind of, but right here. So that's 1 flute, and then we take the upper neighbor. And to me, knowing a little bit of the plot of Xenoblade Chronicles 3, good morning, Zav, I think one of the things I really like about this battle theme is this sort of sense of unifying, the sense of unity that this song provides. So it feels less about like fighting enemies and more about like coming together as a force. And I think that that's the part that really, I think, the optimism in the sound is really fun, right? So we have like sort of the seers are the main musical force with the flutes, and then around them we have the rest of the instruments that sort of buoy and support these two on their journeys, right? And I think like from a plot perspective, that makes complete sense as well. Yeah, I'm really excited to continue playing this. I think I'm going to hold off and wait for the Switch 2, just because I'm hoping that it will naturally get a bit of a boost. Because I will say, even with Xenoblade Chronicles X, like the frame rates, I really, for whatever reason, I'm not even like a frame rate snob, but I really struggle with all of these games on the Switch. Like they just run. It's not that they stutter, but it almost looks like they almost look blurry in a weird way. It's really hard to explain. It's just that like there's like a lack of smoothness, and it almost feels like everything is kind of fuzzy. And I tell you that just because yesterday I was literally playing this last night, and I was just like, oh my god, I like can barely. It's almost like I can't even see it. It's very strange. But anyway, I really love the enthusiasm in this sound, and it feels much less of a battle and much more of a celebration. So that's interesting. It's interesting to go from the big piano swing to then pivot to the electric guitar, and then have the electric guitar be like sort of the main focus there, as if to say like, you know, it's kind of genius to be like, yeah, this is fun, but I think the electric guitar doubles down on that idea of intensity, and doubles down on that idea of this is still a battle, you know, like we're not just like hanging out, like this is still serious. Also like that we sort of we dip down in the pitch, and then we bump back up into the swing of things, as if to say like, oh no, this is kind of bad, right at the very end of that where I stopped, and then we shift back into so it's fun. Oh yeah, no, actually it shifts it. You know, that kind of gives me a vibe of the power of friendship, which is kind of funny. Ba 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 ba. You know what I mean? Like that's almost just to say like, yes, we can do it. You know what I mean? I love the this is basically the interlude before we go back to the A. This is the B section. And interestingly enough, B sections tend to be much smaller than A sections, which are, you know, much more, you know, luxurious or sort of expositional in the way that they're written, whereas these B sections, I also just love the general syncopation, ba 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 ba, you know what I mean? It's really fun. And the double bass is cool too. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, 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 ba. See, now it's actually a blend. So actually, you know, even going further, I almost think like, is the first half one of the, well, who are the factions? Actually, I kind of wonder if this isn't the combination of the two factions. So you have the Rain type character, and maybe the Rain type character is the electric guitar, whereas the flutes represent Mio and what's his name, and then I feel like maybe it's actually a combination of forces. even though it's also like a battle theme. You know what I mean? And again, none of this is probably even accurate, but it's just so fun to Noah, thank you. It's just so fun to I think one of the things I love about music is the fact that there are no right answers, right? It's all about how we connect to what we connect to. So if like that feels courageous and strong and adventurous and powerful, and the way the electric guitar doubles down in it and so on and so forth, like that's such a valid perspective. On the flip side, you could also say that it's actually like, what I've been talking about, where it's a piece about unifying and unity and coming together and all of those things. I think that that's like the most powerful thing about music in general. And I think a lot of people don't understand that there's a sense of excitement when we can like sync up with our own personal feelings on something and screw the context, because I think the context is important, and obviously it's enhancing how I'm talking about this particular piece because I've played a bit of Xenoblade 3, but at the same time, like, it's fun to be able to throw our own interpretations. Hello. And even that to come down like that, but that's also enthusiasm and excitement, And then to slow it down, and then it picks right back up. It's fun. It's fun little delay there. Yeah, really great piece. An absolutely lovely, lovely soundtrack. And Xenoblade 3, actually, I think like that was such a... I forget what one game, like OST of the year this year, but Xenoblade 3, even though I hadn't played the whole thing at that point, was still very much on my list for something that should have won sort of game of the year or OST of the year at the very least, which is a shame. If you tried to do that with a flute, you think your lungs would explode. Well, you wouldn't be the only one. So we're taking a look. Oh, okay. Next up is Vintage Story. We'll be taking. Did the Demon of Hatred go down yesterday? No, Tuesday. Tuesday I'll be circling back, and hopefully my reflexes are still there, because I'm about to get stomped. So this is Vintage Story, the Devastation Tower plus Tower boss theme from Jazz Funk. Important note, because there is no official mix and the in-game track changes had to be uploaded individually. They were put into a playlist. Skip the first two tracks. They are just ambiance. These are two tracks that play at the second dungeon and its subsequent boss fight. You have been tasked with retrieving an extremely important object that may change the course of the world and save what took so much sacrifice. Which is so much sacrifice in the past to preserve. It is a rusted place, a bubble of mechanical eldritch corruption that only grows bigger as you approach. Within the land is twisted and corrupted. Devastated horrors stalk the ruins, and fragments of infrastructure and terrain alike hang frozen in the air. At its center, a tower looms, its center seemingly imploded and stuck in a moment of mid-detonation stasis. And you are not alone. A clockwork beast haunts the skies, driven insane by the... Someone's a DM. Driven insane by the otherworldliness around it. Ascend the tower, retrieve the lens, and stave off the assault of the Mad Crow. Okay, this is Vintage Story. Oh, Vintage Story is the damn Minecraft game. This game has impressed me. This one. Yes. This guy. Cool. All right. I just needed to get a refresher of where I was. Stopping and starting as I go. A couple times. Okay, so a couple of different things that I find. So I don't think this is a obviously a especially very sexy track. In fact, it's probably a track that you wouldn't necessarily like pay. Well, I mean, okay, how do I say this? So I think it's a track that you wouldn't necessarily you would pay attention to in game, but it's not a track that you would necessarily seek out unless you were doing a Dungeons and Dragons or creating a new context through it. Now that being said, I think when listening to it, finding a couple things that really stood out to me predominantly is the sustained strings. And there's mention of rusty, sort of dank sort of tower, and you really get the sense from my mind's eye. I don't know what kind of noise that was. It was like a monster who just came out. One of the things that really came to my mind's eye actually was the title, The Devastation. And the devastation to me, what it ends up feeling like is an empty field. And maybe it's because I've been playing a bit of Skyrim and I'm picturing the land outside of Whiterun, but it almost feels like a no man's land, a sea of fog, and like a single person standing, and you see the silhouette of their shadow, or rather, you see their silhouette within the fog, as if to say like they're this amorphous figure, and you just see flat, flat space, and just dead grass. And so what this ends up sounding like is more just loss, it doesn't it? The sustained strings, and there's obviously the accented strings that come in and sort of show, pop in for a second, and then you've got a little bit of this like sort of dissonance that occurs over top. But the dominant force of this particular track is that string sort of, not even movement, but that string sustain. And the string sustain lends itself very well to the idea of death and the idea of emptiness. You know what I mean? Hey, Smarts, what's up? So in my mind, this piece, while not necessarily the most enjoyable to listen to in a vacuum as we are right now, here, Rispel, I do think that it does a great job of serving a visual narrative through its bleakness, really, through its lack of, if that makes sense. And that's really the biggest thing I could probably say about this particular piece, is that there's a sense of length in it, rather than a sense of melodic movement or things to latch onto. It really is the sort of desolate qualities of it, the open space. Oh, and I meant to mention, so sorry. So the string movement in the upper strings, that ends up providing us with this wonderful religious essence to it, doesn't it? It's that to me feels very much like a chant, or like sort of like something imbued with prayer or religiosity, a desire to find comfort within this foggy, desolate, Silent Hill-esque type space. A sliver of hope, perhaps, or whatever, What's up, Rocky? Yeah, and that idea is fleshed out here. That feels like candles whistling and... See, note that we can now start to attach our ears to the repetitive bell chime almost. Bum, bum. Hey, Nuclears, how are you? There's a natural increase in tempo as well as we approach the boss. Or the top of the tower, even. Grow, 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 grow. Into. Hey, Funk, what's good? I like this. You know, what's interesting about this is that there's actually a sense of optimism in it, isn't there? There's a quality in that piece of like, it's kind of hard to pinpoint. Like I'm just listening to it, right? Like it's really hard to create a character around it because to me, first of all, I mean, well, then in that case, let's talk about the musical things that I hear. Obviously, the rhythm is really, really, really easy to attach oneself to, which is a nice, I think, a welcome. I think a welcome change from the previous track, which was obviously much more amorphous and maybe I think the previous track actually did a better job of placing us in a scenario versus this particular track, which I think sounds really good. So I think. The organ as well, there's this bit of, obviously it's conflict, but I think that the organ does a great job of putting us in a almost like a conflict with almost like a deity, right? Or a conflict with something manifested or something imbued with energy, right? And I think that's something that really comes across to me that I really like. The organ feels very sing-songy. There's a real melodic quality in that. Now, I think that I think if I were to provide a critique, I feel like it kind of meanders a little bit, and it doesn't necessarily know where it wants to go or what exactly it's telling. But that could also just be because, whatever. I mean, there's a million reasons why that is. But yeah, I mean, I think like the organ, I'm kind of struggling to come up with words. I think the forward momentum is a really nice change, obviously. It's also interesting because it doesn't actually go too hard in a direction. It maintains and continues a similar soundscape to the previous one, where the previous one had a natural build up into this, but this didn't shift tempo so fast that then we were completely pulled out of the action. It just felt like a natural progression of things, which I think really works in its favor. To me, also, I would say that the organ, if I think about it even harder, I think the organ really provides a sound of unity. If that makes sense. There's a sound in the organ emotionally, as if to say, like, it's actually on our side as players, being like, no, you've got this, you're fine. You know what I mean? That's something that really stands out and sticks out, and I quite like that very much, especially because of where the sound is. It ends up it's in like the mid-high register, and I think that provides a lot of optimism. Rather than being bleak or sort of broken, it ends up being really like, hey, you can do this. You heard this stream is to go and see the God Gamer listen to sweet music. What's up, Zachary? That's true. That's interesting. I really liked that back half. That back half was really genuinely very nice. That was such a galvanizing sound, and that to me was so encouraging and really beautiful. And it really provided a quality in that of like, come on, keep pushing. And it was so obvious too. And I think like that was what I was kind of missing from the previous half. The previous half was this idea of like courage and and like really leaning into the conflict, and I felt like that really delivered on it. And that was really, 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 I ended up enjoying that very much there, especially that back half. Thank you, Jazz. Hey, Forces, you've only missed like 2 songs. Off topic, but the Zoshia OST, I know, I keep forgetting. I know. I get stuck into what I'm doing, and then I know I promised it, so I need to get it. Okay. Unexpected Storm from Reverse 1999. What a great game. Reverse 1999 is a really nice game, I have to say. I've been binge playing Reverse 1999. Here's an amazing EP about the main character, Verdun. Oh, is this the Adam Gubman track? My boy. I love the off rhythm at parts because it makes so much sense from her story. I won't spoil too much. Yeah, I actually want to go back and finish playing this. It's definitely, I forget if the English actually makes sense now, but yeah, but it's very good. A lot of quality in that. And actually it's a gacha that's reviewed very positively on Steam as well. But as one of the only ones that can consistently survive the storm, Verdun's story has strong notes of determinism and tragedy. Yes, it is the Adam Gutman one. Oh, okay, yes, I think I've heard this. I can't remember. Yes, it is this one. Yep. So, yeah, I mean, so Adam is really good at, first of all, just as a note, also, buongiorno, Celsius, buongiorno a voi. One of the really beautiful things about this particular track that really lands for me is Adam in general has a really great knack for writing very strong characters through his music. And one of the things that I really appreciate about this particular track, even just within the first, I don't think I've actually sat down and listened to the whole thing, is the fact that we have a lot of, you hear the determination right away. And you also, you get it with the brass in the beginning. Then you also, you get this beautiful doubling. Now, also the lyrics are very on the nose, which I think really serves it. And it works really well to deliver a statement that is digestible and easily understandable without making you feel like an idiot. Lyric writing can be very challenging. And I also think what's a real big challenge for some of this stuff is creating songs and sounds that are also relatable while not being specifically about a character. And I think that's a trick and a challenge for, I think, a lot of people to do, where we're writing lyrics that are about a specific circumstance or people, but are also easily relatable to an audience without dumbing them down. And some really neat thing that happened there was pom pom pom, that emotional those tenuto, or those sort of re-emphasis of the, or doubling of the text rhythmically, was really, really useful. I will stay my course, no, it won't change me. It's so musical theater. Wow. Yeah, see, I mean, that's the current wanes. I will stand against the what does she say? Sorry. Altered eon. So, I mean, that's crazy. So, I will stand against the altered eon. When we go down like that and we really are kind of hitting each of the things, and naturally lends itself to the feeling of like, I'm not going to give up on anything. You know what I mean? And I think that's why I really also just very much like gacha game music in general, is that the composers that are writing this stuff are just so smart and so incredibly talented. And they all come from different backgrounds, and interacting with so many of them now, they're all just truly passionate about music. And I think most composers are, obviously, but especially in this space, like it's amazing how Adam especially is able to Adam's able to produce basically like modern musical theater ballads, but for games. And you know, that da 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 yada yada, literally that sounds like Jesus Christ Superstar, Gethsemane. If I will take this cup away from me, for I don't want to taste its poison, feel it burn me. I have changed. Wow, we hit a follower goal of 17,000 subs. Oh my God. Thank you guys. On Twitch. Anyway, really beautiful. Really nice accents there. I still survive. That's so cool. Yeah, like what? How is this not catchy? You know? Nice. Now we're gonna have a B section. Yeah. Oh no, we're going back to the A. My bad. This is the verse. Breaking again. It is borrowed from. I love actually, yeah, the emphasis with the drum set. To throw away tomorrow. I think too, like, you know, knowing a bit of Verton's character as well, like the track really ends up feeling this sadness almost, because it's the end of an era and I still survived. But in this game, the reverse rainfall, you know, and the whatever the hell they call it, that stuff, like, you know, a lot of people don't make it out, and it's bad. And you know, Verton's trying to put a stop to so many like tragedies essentially, and like a lot of these tragedies end up being really personal for the people experiencing them, obviously. And I love how we kind of hear that. We hear a bit of sadness of this. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's really like just powerful. And I don't know, I really like this, you know. It's right.
Twisting time, but my heart still knows. Now the truth is mine. I'll always hold the line. It's the end of an era, and I still survived.
Oh, interesting way to end, as if to say like it doesn't ever fully end. It's always continuing in some way or another. Really beautiful. I mean, it's just a great piece. And again, I mean, again, highly digestible, which, you know, you can say whatever you want to say about it. You could say it's vapid because it's easily digestible, or you can say it's really written really well because it's digestible. For me personally, I really enjoyed that. Also, obviously, I also really like Adam's work, but it's beautiful. Have I reacted to the Honkai Star Rail 2nd anniversary concert yet? No, I don't plan on it. I did want to, at the very least, do a video. I'll have to do it next week on Hope is a Thing with Feathers. Is that the track name? Because I was really, I listened to a little clip of that person singing, and it was majestic. It was beautiful. So that's definitely on my to-do list for very soon. All right. I am going to take a quick 2-second break to use the restroom, and then I will come right back, and we will continue with some Arknights. Be right back. It reminds you of another streamer who took a bathroom break, and you could hear them going to the bathroom. You see Luna's. Yeah, she's I forced her to come into the room, and she's eating a snack. All right, so this is Somniomancer, Nullset, Arknights. I did pull for Lapland, and I do owe the Arknights community some content, so I'm sorry that oh, also, I guess I can mention it here. Unrealistic for me to do all 33 songs that I want to do for Clear Obscure all in one go. I was overexcited, and I didn't realize that actually accidentally alienates a large portion of my viewer base. So I will probably be focusing, I think I'm going to shift gears a bit, focus on the more like 6-7 popular tracks, and then I think in due time do a large sit down where we listen to the entire soundtrack, 2 hours of pop, just do that for multiple different sessions, and then I can analyze everything in a package. I think the individual videos, while I enjoy them, unfortunately consistency and a balance of viewership is something that is kind of important. So I am just going to change the way that I've sort of structured listening to the pieces. So unfortunately, it's one part audience, one part algorithm, one part unfortunately, YouTube is the way it is, and it rewards trending subjects and shit. So, yeah, so I can't really do that. Yeah. Oh, hey, what's up? No, I haven't. I heard there was some opera in the new Genshin boss theme, so I'm actually really curious to dive into that. It's fine, Marco. Some songs can be sacrificed for those who come after. Plus, I'm coming up with I've got 2 covers of Clair Obscur. So at the same time, I also want to make sure that those are good. So what'd you say, Ryan? We are in fact going to church. Oh, is this the one? Is this that track that people said church core? Okay. Waiting the extra week landed us the official release, and I subtitled the version up and a subtitled version up on YouTube. Incredible boss theme by artist Crywolf. Ooh, okay, cool. I will be uploading this as a separate video, by the way. Oh man, Raul's computer, my thumbnail designer, his motherboard died. So I may have to go back to, while I wait for him, I'm kind of like sitting on my hands a little bit. But anyway, so I'll definitely do this as a separate video upload, which is at 1 hour and 8 minutes. Here we go. Whoa. Okay. So wait, first of all, I love that. I absolutely adore the I love the whispering. Oh, that's super, super, super dope. Then also on top of that, I really, really appreciate this beat pattern. It's actually crazy. Okay. Okay. All right. What a natural buildup. Okay. What? Oh my god, the low brass. Okay. Pretty freaking good. So a couple little thoughts as we listen to this. So first of all, obviously a hardcore prayer. Cover us, Holy One, in the light, so on and so forth. Like it's just so almost, it's interesting because I'm recording this live and someone said, how are you supposed to hear the lyrics? And the thing is that to me, it actually feels like the lyrics are being drowned out and oppressed by the music, which is really, really, really cool. So one of the things that I really appreciate about this is this overwhelming sense that you are trying to pray and are being squashed by this feeling of this weight almost of suppression, right? Like, no, you're not allowed to pray for that. And so there's this like smothering that kind of comes through and almost as if we take, our hand and we press against it and try to wipe out the prayer. And there's almost this desperation, and the chant ends up being this thing about, trying to make sense of life, but then no, we still get that sound that's like, especially with that rhythmic essence pushes itself into us, and try to snuff out this prayer and this moment of like, please, no, you don't understand. Like we need the Holy Mother or whatever. And it's like, no, you will not have her. And I really like that. I really appreciate the rhythm in this. It's kind of slow. I also really like the brass elements in there, which are I think the real oppression. And then also the organ naturally places us in the context of prayer and religiosity and all that stuff. But I also think that it's interesting because is this about the angel people? Like, is this related to I forget what their names are. The gun angels. Anyway, really, really, I'm really liking how oppressive that sound is, while also being very, how do I explain this? It's oppressive and it's very heavy, but it's also very like, almost like taking a Photoshop and kind of painting over it a little bit or fuzzing it up. It's interesting because the music is very like almost flat, even though it has these heavy moments. And I think part of that is due to the chant, and the other part of it is due to just the general like soundscape is just very like neutered, if that makes sense. Oh, this is about Laterano. Ah. And I think it's interesting that they say mother of this cursed rage that burns in us, in this sort of like amorphous, almost like unable to get it out. And it's like this, the bubbling rage sort of like gets stuck in our throat and chokes us in a way, Even the sound, it feels like we're in like a catacombs or a church with a big dome over top,
I just want to wake up.
Wow. Oh, I love that. Wow. It's crazy to me that that's a boss theme, no less. To pull back just with this piano muted again, it feels as though we can't slip out of this like a mental like torture, this mental trap that we're in. We are so desperate to want to pray it away or escape from the feeling of we almost have to rise up and then take action, at the very end when we have that drop there. It's still not massive, but it is very hard, if that makes sense. And that sense of I love that there's like a flame of rage burning within them, and it's as if there's an awakening that happens, and it's a violent one at that, and it's wow. I mean, again, Arknight's music is just, it just goes so hard, and again, I'm like, it's mind blowing to me that that's like a boss theme in a tower defense game, and it just that's palpable. I mean, like that hits. I don't have words. I don't have words to describe it. That's incredible. I mean, especially with the lower brass. Bom, 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 bom. I really liked that. That was really powerful. My God, that was really cool. That's phase 2, no less. Hey, Angel, what's up? Just found your channel, listening to your Expedition 33 vids right now. Oh, that's awesome. Your perspective. LOL, your perspective. I think you meant love, hopefully. Love your perspective on how you put words to the feels. Thank you. Out of content, but this event. Confession booth cars equipped with guns. Oh, God. Classic. Arcanite's handling of its religious themes makes me batty. It should not be allowed to be this interesting. I got to get back to it. Honestly, I really love Arcanites. I just pulled Lapland. She did come home. Which I was happy about. Okay. Why is that highlighted weirdly? Why is it? I also love it. Oh, that's nice. Good. Appreciate it. Okay, well, I don't know who's purple in this list, but I need to highlight that yellow. So if you can. I actually bought the soundtrack. Okay, we're going to move on to, this will be the last of our Turin tier for the day. This will be, then we'll move into our radio format. Also, wait, we need to highlight this in green really fast. Let me just get this done so that we can make sure it doesn't get lost in the shuffle. Oops, wrong color. What green is it? It's this green. No, it's not. It's this green. No, it's not. It's this green. Nope, that's blue. It's this green. Nope. What fucking green is it? Nope, not that green. It's that green. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah, we'll be good for next week. They have 2 options, which is why there's no highlight. Oh. Disregard. This is why I let you do it. All right, Fire Emblem Warriors. A light. What is this? Hoshiden Wind, an official remix of the one from Fates. You can hear the same motif being heard, but with different structure in the music piece. Okay, let's check it out. Radio format? I'll explain when we get there. See, right off the bat, you hear how unequivocally melodic that is. Unequivocally melodic. Instantly. Even though this is Italian, banda originale. Even though it is rhythmic and moves in the way that it does, overall that is instantly in your face melody. And then, of course, you get into this, this electric guitar, which again is Fire Emblem. So much of it is about taking control of actions and moving towards an objective with strength and tenacity. And you hear how right away we do that. And the electric guitar is a prime example musically of how to get there, which is dope. I love that. So, oh my God. Okay. I love that. I love that. I love that we get the flute accenting each of the, and I think that also continues this idea of bolstering and moving us towards a goal. It's like so much fun. Oh, interesting shift into interesting syncopation. Huh. Yeah. Yeah, see, emotionally, that's so much fun because now there's a bunch of unison movement. We've heard this now twice. The thing that really stands out to me is how much it's just a celebration of victory, right? Or of battle. It's this like. It's this sort of like this like it just has a ton of gumption, you know, and it feels like it's like we're going for it, you know, and we're diving in head first, and I really appreciate that. But this part is just so much fun because it like shifts into this syncopated thing. It changes meter, and then the oboe takes over, really the English horn, as if to say like, life is beautiful. Like, look at what we're fighting for. This is why we're here. You know what I mean? Like it's dope. And then the electric guitar doubles down on that idea, you know? And then the horns take the yeah, that's cool. So then the electric guitar gets to spin off on its own, even though it started the melody. Yeah, that's cool. I really enjoyed that. That was an awesome track. Okay, cool. So that was awesome. I really enjoyed that. I think it was just so bright, so galvanizing, warm, encouraging, enthusiastic. It's just awesome. Awesome. Okay, so then we will save the next tracks for later. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll save those for next week. And let me just clarify my schedule really quickly. Yes. Next week, we'll finish off the current Turandot tier. And then we will do our next stream after that. Will not be on the 16th. It will be on the 21st, because then I leave the 22nd and come back on the 25th. So we'll stop there for Turandot, and then now we're going to move into the Tosca tier. We're going to be listening to a bunch of music. Let me just make a note. Oops. Why did I do that? My bad. Cram, I'm gonna let you and Red Card just handle that. I shouldn't touch it. You know what to do. Okay. Oh wait. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. We'll circle back to that next week. So next up we have Zav spawn, and Zav wants to listen to Oxygen Not Included, day theme 3. I originally just threw this in the suggestion channel, but I enjoy the game chill vibes of this. I already did you? We did? We did. There has been a mistake. Oh yeah, there it is. Waterfall. Oh yeah, the Kudelka. You're right. You have been deleted. You've been removed. Thank you for your service. It's all good. Far Lone Sails is next. This is basic giraffology. It's okay, mistakes happen. Far Lone Sails, you can put it next month. Colored Engine. As much as I wanted to put another God Eater 3 song up, sadly, my favorite is 7 Minutes. I chose to go with a far more mellow piece from an old indie game about a child and their locomotive ship going on an adventure that I definitely didn't become emotionally attached with its 2 hours of gameplay. There is no dialogue, all vistas are and there is no dialogue, all vistas and environmental storytelling. Let's check it out, shall we? And in the meantime, I'm also going to be looking for a bot that will help me help you by putting up the name of the person and the song title on the screen. Oh wow, that is beautiful. You're fine, dude. No worries. I was just being funny. absolutely stunning. What a sublime track. What a sublime chat. Chat. What a beautiful piece of longing, of a feeling of listlessness, of wanting to discover oneself, of wanting to discover, life, and wanting to discover possibility, wanting to discover hope, but also the sense of like feeling oppressed and pressed down into the ground and not knowing how to stand up and navigate your own feelings on the matter. Like it's such a it's interesting because it's very simple and it's kind of repetitive, sort of circular motion, and yet it delivers on this feeling of movement, and you really feel the sort of like propulsion of going somewhere because you have to. I enjoyed that immensely. I'd love to hear more from Far Lone Sales. Actually, it's weird. This one was has been on my forever to play list on Xbox, and I've just never gotten around to it. So we're gonna check out. Why not? Rough and Lady from Guardian Heroes. Both of this month's songs are from Treasure Games, so get ready for some whiplash. This song's a kick-ass guitar ballad from a boss fight early on, and this fantasy beat 'em up, and this track is dreadfully too short. It's not often you see a streamer have appreciation for his chat. What makes you say that? Oops. Sorry, hold on. That is criminally short, isn't it? That is a divine 80s vibe, isn't it? That's on the Sega Saturn, no less. The emotion there is just so much fun, and it's just so full of like gumption, isn't it? Like that's really the best word to describe it for me. It's just constant go, and God, I just love that. That was such a I love that it's essentially like an action piece, but it's also a vibe piece at the same time. You know what I mean? Like it just moves you, and it's just like a fucking like great time. You know, I don't think it's that deep or anything, but it still just like kicks you in the face. You know what I mean? It's just immensely enjoyable. I really had a delightful time with that piece. All right. Oh, wow. Strider 2 or Mega Man 02? We'll go with Otaku. We'll go with Mega Man 02. This is Power Bomb arranged. More Mega Man music that emphasizes the severity of the situation, like you're on an airship equipped with a tactical nuke, even though that was a mistranslation. There it is. I absolutely love that rhythm. So dope. Dum 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 dum. It's a bit of a classical. Absolutely dope. So much fun. I really liked that. I mean, it just like hits you right in the spot, doesn't it? It's not dissimilar to the Genesis track we just listened to, but obviously way more intense. I mean, I feel like the electric guitar, yeah, Red Car, I think you put it best, that it really, really doubles down on that idea. Oh no, Sumi did, where it's very 90s, and again, it's like very like in your face, like we're gonna go fucking get this shit. You know what I mean? Like it's just immediately off to battle, immediately off to war. Like a massive explosion, in this case being the power bomb. Tons of enthusiasm in that sound, and just like incredibly satisfying. I really enjoyed that as well. Like it just is such a rock ballad that it's amazing how this music feels as good as listening to like Rush or some of the other like heavy like sort of what's it called, hair bands, you know what I mean? It's awesome. I did Momo. I liked it very much. Thank you. Okay, cool. Next up is The Pursuer, and we will check out Faster Than Light, which I really like. Faster Than Light from Stellaris. Love this track. I've heard it before. Hope that's okay. I really, really enjoy this. So beautiful. God, I love this song so much. It's so beautiful, isn't it? It's so beautiful, and I love how it just like elicits such a powerful feeling of exploration, and like, I don't know, there's like a feeling of ascension that just just, yeah, it's just beautiful. Just beautiful. It feels like we're growing and expanding on ourselves, and just opening up. It's just stunning. I find it full of like just the sense of like naturally wanting to find something, you know what I mean? Whether it's finding yourself, finding, I don't know, like it's just like a deeply like moving piece that is it's totally beautiful. I mean, it's just so beautiful. I really love that. Oh, you know what? Hold on one second, because yeah, okay, never mind. All right, Glitter Pop, Toontown. Oh, more Toontown. Okay, a boss fight against a robot game show host. This is the final phase music. Also, thank you for bearing with me. I'm listening, but I'm also trying to actively code to get a bot working so that we can see the names of the tracks on the screen at all times. Oh, it's dope. I think so, American. Yes. Da-da-da-da. This is wild. Marco Meebot. The pullback? Whoa, it's sort of like dreamy and amorphous. Oh, I didn't like that ending. That makes me grumpy. Really fun, absolutely wild. And I think like what I love about that is that the boss fight against the robot game show host. And I feel like that is just perfect to describe that. That sound perfectly describes that scenario, right? Because it's twisted, it's turning, it's corrupted, it's like skewed, it's like frenetic. A game show host is constantly keeping you on your toes, right? It's almost like a metaton, if you will. There's like a constant state of like, hey, what about this? Hey, and I think like that sense of psychosis works extremely well for that particular phase. And I mean, the title is called Bonus Round, so it's just confusion and terror in a way, isn't it? Okay, cool. Let's check out Pac-Man World 2, Clyde in the Caldera. The boss theme for the red ghost, Blinky, who is misnamed Clyde in this game, or for an unknown reason. Blinky and Clyde's names were switched in the World games. The Ghost Gang is normally considered to be Pac-Man's arch rivals, but out of the four, Blinky is seen as his main rival. I feel like the song brings on that certain hatred / rivalry. He's also the hardest boss in the entire game, more than the final boss, and I hate him. Oh, song does not loop. Even better. Let's check it out. Crazy. Whoa. I love the heavy brass in there, yeah? Oh, a little delay in the... Hi, Amy. I love how, like, it sounds like it's out of God of War. Scary strings. bum 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 bum. I can't believe how like terrifying that is. Like, oh god. I know, that's what I'm thinking too. It's just so visceral. You wouldn't think that for Pac-Man. Again, like it's that's the fun of it. It's like you just don't know what the hell you're gonna get with this stuff. God of War Ragnarok, ironically, is the next track. The All Father, Final Fight. Okay, I won't spoil that. Hi, Louie. Jeez. You just feel like the size, like, you know, All Father Odin. There's this like massive like sense of oppression in it. Da da sha da da da. Oh, hello. Dun, dun, dun. So heavy, right? Bam, bam. You hear like the like almost like the size and the oppression and the violence in that sound. It's so cool. I love that. Oh, there's the theme. Nice. Wow. Wow. I love that the strings actually like the almost there's a sadness in that. Wow. I really like that. That's so beautiful because it's like it's a big moment, but it almost feels like there's like self-sacrifice that goes into that, you know? That's really majestic. Like especially the end, it's almost like this moment of realization that Odin is dead or I don't know what happens, right? But like there's this quality in that of like everything is falling apart. You know what I mean? It's dope. Ivy, all in abyss, judge the fake. Which of quietus? Hello. Yes, we've listened to some Metaphor. Witch of Quietus, I broke my wrist and you called Street Fighter un-Ivy. So here's a funeral dirge about killing for sport and gambling. Oh. You uploaded this song just so I could listen to it? Hey Mega, what's up? It's very Queen, yeah. And you hear the dirge in the back. That's hilarious. Sorry. Actually, you know, it's kind of bright. Isn't that funny? That's actually really joyful and like, even though there is a sad quality to it, it's almost like, come on, don't laugh because, don't cry because it happened. Don't cry because it's over. Laugh because, or cry happy. Fuck, you know what I mean? Like there in that music, there's like just so much weird melancholic joy. You know what I mean? It would have been cool to hear some vocals because it would have definitely been similar to it already is like bordering on that Queen sound for sure. Smile because it happened. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. You know, that's the sort of, and that must be how you feel about your wrist and yeah. Space Potato, theme of Ruin Masquerader, the returning superboss from base PSO2 in its near full glory. Gameplay included as usual. Hey, Pecan. I like how it sounds tense, but it's not actually like well within the realm of possibility of being able to actually take it down. Also, the cybernetic thing about it is really interesting because it's like, you know, it's the bell mixed with the vocals are also really interesting. It gives like this humanistic touch to it. I like that. Ba-da-ba-da-dum, ba-dum. Ba-da-ba-da-dum, ba-dum. So it's really, it really is empowering towards the player. Oh yeah, you're right. I will. I'll do it right now. There's the tension. Dun dun shun dun 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 shun dun dun. I know. You know what's interesting is that's kind of crazy. Like the whole thing, it's a little bit. I'm not actually. That's probably not one of my favorite PSO2 tracks. Just because it's like it was sort of one note the whole time. I did really like the vocal part. And I mean, at this point, we've heard quite a bit of PSO2 tracks, and I feel like this was kind of like just nonstop. And it's probably the point of it, right? The battle, it's a battle, and so that constant state of like forward momentum is definitely like warranted. It just feels like it's like unrelenting, and it must also be like there's a bit of almost like crazed quality in that, as if to say like, I don't know who that track is for, whether it's for the boss or for the player, but it feels definitely do or die. You know what I mean? It's just constant, which in that regard is very cool. Did I react to the Battle Hymn of the Soul? I have no idea. Maybe. Let's see. Okay, Etrian. Oh, ooh. Let's do Etrian Odyssey 1 Untold. The fallen capital of Shinjuku. The final dungeon theme from Etrian Odyssey 1 by Tsumi may sound oddly familiar to those who played another recent Atlas game. Da, 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 Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. Da 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 ya da. Da, 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 yeah. Da, 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 da. God, that's so elegant with the strings. That's so beautiful and so singable. Yes, I'm working on it right now. Wow, I love that, Sumi. That's so beautiful. It's so elegant. It has such a sound of like to me it feels like that song is about like witnessing a rebirth somehow, you know what I mean? Or a sense of like unifying. I really love that. It's so elegant. I especially love how melodically speaking that yada yada da 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 da, that feels like, hey, like not so much we believe in ourselves, we can do this, but like a feeling of like true like arrival at something, you know what I mean? Like us almost celebrating, but there's an edge of uncertainty within it, but like we're not going to give up hope, you know what I mean? Really just gorgeous. Barker Preen, Anton Blast versus Ring-a-Ding. I swear I'm in the last part of doing this. I have a piece ready. I have a plugin ready. I just have to set it up. This theme is split into 3 phases. First phase has an upbeat, ethereal feel. Second phase gets faster, more intensity is added to the feel. Third and final phase has a hell has broken loose feel for it. It's all from battling with a supernatural church bell. What? Oh yeah, listen to that. And that's the sound of it coming alive. Dun, dun, dun. This is crazy. Phase 2? This is dope as shit. I don't know why it's so good. This is so fucking awesome. Alright, it's his face. Face 3. Is this what is Anton Blast? Like, this is absurd. This is so much fun. I like how it stays the same, but it's also ever so slightly different, and the intensity really does pick up here. It's fucking dope. That's it? Oh my god, I could listen to that for fucking 10 hours. That is so much fun. It's like just crazy enough to be just... I love the phases. Oh my god, I love all of that. Ooh, Astral Chain. I really love that. That was so much fun. Just, again, like indie just pushing the needle for like good games with sick, weird music that's just so fun to fucking listen to. Aegis Research Institute, Astral Chain. This is another ambient combat layer that emulates the gameplay experience. There is a somber 2-minute preamble that plays when the main character begins the map because it's the emotionally charged final farewell. Oh, it's so beautiful. I haven't, no. Thanks, Stormfire. I love how much space there is in this. This is so beautiful. And then the slight, that again, the vocal just ever, oh. Jesus. Huh? Are we? What is this? This is such a smooth transition into the. Yeah. That's so good.
$25
25 month streak, dude. Thank you. Appreciate you, dude. Oh, what's up, Saban? I love how it just naturally builds too, you know? I just love it. It's like such an ethereal piece. It's so elegant too. Ah, okay, and this is the okay. Ah! Ugh, I adored that. Ugh, that was so freaking good, dude. Like, what an amazing track of just like feeling like floating through the sky. Like, I don't know, like just so much of that was just so much. There was so much heart and soul in that piece. So damn good. I love that. That's insane. All right, now I'm going to torture chat because I need help. All right, here's the deal. I've downloaded an extension, Music on Stream. We're like